Good evening, my Facebook friends and neighbors. Glad to see you all this evening. Good to be here with you today as well on this Sunday evening. A little earlier than usual getting out this evening, but that's okay. Got quite a bit accomplished today, so I was able to get on a little bit sooner than normal, if you will. Well, it's what's been normal for us for the past several weeks that we've been doing this. And I hope you've had a good day. I visited with people. I did myself. We visited with people down at my congregation. Went out and we ate, talked, had good fellowship, if you will, sitting down talking, discussing many things about life and about, how to help one another through this world, as we all have different things that we do. Some of my friends that are there, one's a school teacher in agriculture, and another's a school teacher in accounting, and there's a pharmacist there, or a retired pharmacist, excuse me, and it just goes through. We got a hair shampoos type ex-salesman that's retired from that business, and so all of us have a many variety of things that we apply to different things that are going on in our life, and we get to share those things every Sunday together. So for me, it's always a profitable day, kind of like a small mastermind, of encouragement to not only stay spiritual, but to help out in the physical world as well, and to keep an accountability to one another, to check on one another. And I hope that you have one of the very same things, whatever it might be. As I said, I think actually last night I said this. I've said it before last night as well, but that if you can find you 10 good friends that you can share your life with and enjoy your life with, that you will, it's been proven you will live a lot longer, not foreseeing any unseen thing as accidents or whatever. But if you're trying to improve your life and to have longevity in life, get you some friends and bond in that relationship so that you can help one another through life. It's very profitable. Masterminds in any form is a great thing to have. All right, on to what we have been talking about. The last 2 nights we've been talking about helping out our heart and healthy heart herbs that you should have in your diet. And tonight we'll complete the cycle of 3, as we talked about some last night, and I erased the board. I had another video I'd done that, so I had to start back over. But anyway, there's 2 other videos on this page here if you'd like to go and follow up with those and get more detail on the different things that are there that we've talked about. Tonight I want to start out, though, with the last 3, and the first one being, as you can see here behind me right there, is ginseng. Now, a few nights before we started this series here, I talked about white American ginseng being one of the best ginsengs that you can get, and it is one that you need to have in your life. Ginseng is an overall body, it helps body tonic or body herb. It just has so many great things that it does, and I won't get into what it done there. There's a greater detail in that. I think I probably did a 15-minute talk about what the benefits are of white ginseng. It is so powerful that over in China it is one of their mainstay. It is the master ingredient in many of their compounds that they create, because it has some super great effects on the body. And so one of the very things that it does here, and that I didn't mention there, is it does help in the aid of recovering from surgery when you go into surgeries and so forth, and it helps recover from serious infectious diseases that you might have in your body, whatever type it might be. It helps to bring the body back to normal, in other words. It increases your circulation and your oxygen uptake. Now, that's a great benefit, my friends, because oxygen is certainly the fuel of your life, of this body. Without oxygen, you simply last about 3 or 4 minutes and it's over with. And so you want a lot of oxygen in your body, and you want to be able to get it anywhere in your body. And so to bring that, to make your body take it in better, and then to circulate it throughout the body as it's needed in each cell, is of special benefit to us. And so you want to make sure you put some ginseng in your diet. And as I said, if you're not currently taking any ginseng and you want to see a difference, And I'm not even talking about the white ginseng that comes in the purest form that would really be super beneficial. But just go to your dollar store. They have a $6 bottle down there on the shelf, and it'll say something like Korean ginseng or red ginseng, or it might be a different thing. But that's usually the one that you'll see. There might be a Panax ginseng, and just buy that and try that bottle for 2 or 3 days, and don't see if you will not find a difference in the energy in your life and the way you feel. And so imagine if you had one that was a true extract, one that was really beneficial in your life. And so put those things together, put that to work. The next one here we have on the board, and I'm going to pronounce this Arjuna. And I don't know that that's the correct pronunciation, because Webster's Dictionary on my computer, online computer, says I can't find that word, so I don't know how to tell you how to pronounce it. But it's, as you see there, it's Arjuna. I'm just going to say Arjuna. And this is a very unique herb in itself as well. I've not had any dealings with this herb personally, but what it says here about it is that it helps to maintain a healthy heart and reduces the effect of stress and nervousness. And so stress, we all are under stress constantly. I mean, unless you don't really have any care, you sit around and watch TV all day and you do nothing, then you're not under stress. And you might be under stress if you can't get somebody to bring you the remote control. Now, that might be some stress in itself, but the idea is that we're all, as we work, as we go through life, there are stresses that come into life. There are things that make us nervous, and it helps to be able to bring these things down under control a little bit. It also helps to, it has some cholesterol regulating properties about it, and we've talked about that in every one of these herbs almost, that almost all of them have the benefit or the ability to help regulate your cholesterol, bring down the bad one and bring up the good one, which is what you want it to do. And so this one also has the very same thing in it. And then it goes through a bunch of big words here. It talks about what it does there. And what it simply means when I get down to the end of it is it means that it helps out with high blood pressure. That's one of the things it talks about. It gives it a different name, but that's all it is. High blood pressure. It helps to bring that down and under control. And it also helps with irregular heartbeat and angina, and something that one of my friends, my pharmacist friend, had not too long ago. And he said I had a myocardial malfunction. And I said, okay, tell me. And he said, basically, it's a mild heart attack. And he went down. When they found it, they opened him, they went into him, put a stent into him, and now he's in therapy. And so that's basically what that means. And we had that. And so this here has an ability to help prevent that, to help heal that if you do have it and you find it. So that's a very powerful herb, because we know heart pain, angina, is also something that many people face because of stress and nervousness and the different things that come into life, and we need to be able to learn to recognize these things. But if we have these things in our diet already, it may be that we don't have to recognize them because you may not have them. That would be very good. I'm telling you, that people with heart attacks really are under a great stress. This Arjuna is used by herbalists and has been used by them in the Far East, referring to China and all those places over that way, for the last 400 years as one of the main things in their ingredients for a healthy heart formula. So that's how they believe it to be very important. And then the last one here is an interesting one that's been out there for quite some time. It's been talked about in many different ways. And that is, it's referred to as grape seed. And we'll get to the extract part, but basically your grape seed extract is what you're really after in the grape seed, because that's where the potency of this is. And scientists actually became, doctor, medical scientists, of course, became interested in grape seed whenever they found out about, somewhere in the 20th century here not too long ago, because of the French, what they're calling the French paradox. And that simply meant that they went over there and they looked at these French people who have some bad eating habits in many ways, but they're having half of the heart problems that we here in America were having, and they're saying, what's going on? What are they doing? What's making them not have these problems? And so what it is as they studied and looked at that, they believed that it was not due to their wine that they were drinking. Now, wine, as we know, comes from grapes, but you have red grapes, white grapes, so forth. And as I've said before, there's a product in there, and I don't know that this is actually what was in there. There are some high antioxidants in there, but one of the things that's in red grapes, just like red tart cherries and other things that have dark red colors to them, is a product or a flavonoid called quercetin, which really helps out with many things as well. But they had half of the things that we did over there, even though they was eating a lot of other things bad, and it would look like they would not be having that. They were at least not having heart issues, or at least half as amount. And so they found that the grape seed was a very high antioxidant was in them, or several of them was in them, and they call them OPCs, and I haven't been able to discover what that actually meant yet, but they say it's the richest source of those antioxidants. And so that's a very important thing to know, because, as I said, antioxidants help to eat up the free radicals, which destroy cells. And so you want these to be very high in your system. And so they're saying here that grape extract seed is 20 times, grape seed extract, excuse me, I said that backwards. Grape seed extract is 20 times more powerful an antioxidant than is vitamin C, and it is 50 times more powerful, tongue-tied, than vitamin E to protect against the free radical damage that is caused in our body. That's a lot. 50 times more powerful. That is really, really strong stuff. And that's an important reason why we may need that in our body. But now, also, a side benefit, of taking all of these herbs here are certainly good for the heart. And all of them have other side benefits, because just because you take it or it's in a formula called Heart Aid doesn't mean it doesn't help the rest of the body, such as this grapeseed extract here, because of its great high antioxidant powers it has in it and the effects it has on it. A side effect is, particularly for those who are wearing glasses, getting older, the things that happen to us, or some other things, that it protects against macular degeneration and cataracts, and also helps to improve, and it does this by its means of circulation, is what it says, because it can increase your circulation in your body, and it helps to get the help with your eyes, so that maybe you don't have those diseases, or either you can overcome them before they get there. So there's many side benefits to having these things in your life rather than just your heart. But as we know, the heart is the main muscle. When it stops, everything else does too. And so we want to make sure we can do our best to keep it on track, to keep it working well, so that we can hang around this world for a while and enjoy the things that are here that have been given to us to enjoy, and that being particularly our friends and family and neighbors and the relationships that we have while we're traveling through this earth. My friends, I hope you found value in this little short series, particularly in today. I know it's kind of short, but that's of a benefit. It's Sunday. We're not supposed to be real long on things. Probably not supposed to be long on other days as well. But anyway, if you found value, please share it with people. Leave a comment below. If I can help you to take a look at this synergistic form of these 9 herbs that I've talked about, to see if it's a benefit for you, to see if it's something that you could use in your life, please let me know by several means. You can email me, you can call me on my phone that's on here, leave a comment below, send me an instant message. I am here to be able to help you to have a better life if I possibly can. My friends, thank you, and have a great rest of the Sunday, and we will see you tomorrow.